Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about licensing and bonding. Again, I'm going to use Texas as an example because that's where I'm from. So if you sell more than one mobile home per year, you need to be licensed or bonded. Now, if you're just getting started and you're only doing a few deals to see if this is really going to be a fit for you, a lot of times you can become a salesperson under someone else that's licensed and bonded. Because on the bonding, it has to be bonded for that site, for wherever you're working, the park that you're working in. And perhaps you could even work a deal with the owner to be a salesperson under their license and their bond at that location. So, and that's very inexpensive. Again, in Texas, if you go to do a Google on TDHCA, the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, you can find their site. They have information. They have periodic classes, typically in Austin. They sometimes have some up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Perhaps that's true in some of the other areas like Houston. But it's I believe it's a 3-day class. You can sit through that and you can get a salesperson license, or you can get licensed as a mobile home retailer, which is what you would probably likely want to be if you're going to ultimately end up buying and selling used homes on a perpetual basis. They have other license grades. You'll find out about it in the class. It's an inexpensive class. The bonding, however, if you're bonded and you're working in one particular location, for a $50,000 bond, it costs you $1,000 a year. So by the time you want to get licensed and bonded, you really want to know if this is for you, because you're going to spend a few days in class, spend a couple of $300 on that class, and then you're going to spend $1,000 on bond, and that's going to be yearly. On the classes, it's kind of periodically you need to get updated to keep your licensing current. It's not a very onerous deal. Although once you get licensed and bonded, you have to go through a whole different process than I outlined earlier for closing. Again, you don't have to use title companies if you don't want. You can do all the paperwork yourself, but then there are certain paperworks and warranties and processes that you need to follow stringently to be licensed by the state. You want to be impeccable about it, but again, if you visit the TDHCA site, all the forms are there. They actually have all the data that you need, but really for it to come together and congeal and how to do it properly, you'll want to attend that class, and it is mandatory to get your license. So be serious, get past those first few deals before you jump off into that, unless you already know you want to be a park owner. This will be the right next step for you.